So I'm just kind of gonna throw around a few New York accents. Naturally, I have a little bit of a Canadian accent, you know, but to pay the bills, you know, you gotta have more skills than being Canadian, so I had to put a little few accents on. I can do other ones, but you know, we don't have time. But anyway, so I'm gonna show you all the different sort of New York accents I can do. If Audrey Hepburn was saying, "Oh, can't you, darling? Can't you? Can't you please?" I just love Audrey Hepburn. Isn't she just a darling? Best thing that I love about New York is the tall skyscrapers, you know? How beautiful they are and how they reflect the sunlight at the end of the day. God, I could just live in New York my entire life. Feeling a little bit buzzed even thinking about it. Not as buzzed as I feel after I have a bit of coffee though. Oh my God, don't you just love coffee? Like, it's actually what gets me out of bed in the morning. You know, like you're just lying in bed, you wake up and you think, God, I have to do this again, this whole other day thing, this whole working at a job thing. I walk across the Brooklyn Bridge and I get myself a nice cup of coffee. As you can see, you know, this is the Brooklyn Bridge behind me. Don't you just love the Brooklyn Bridge? It's my favorite bridge to walk across every morning. It's such a fun little thing, you know, to tell your friends, send it to my address, New York, New York. It just feels so good on your lips. Frank Sinatra was here about 50 years ago, and he sang a song about New York. It was just so beautiful. A lot of people sing songs about New York because it's such a lovely place. You see how I'm switching between the two because I don't know which one you want. Can you imagine the roar? The roar of the 20s? You know, with all the jazz and all like the feathers that they had in their hair? Oh, it would have been such a beautiful, beautiful time. I feel like for the 1920s, this isn't really the right type of accent. You know? Gatsby. You sort of want to go into that little bit of a slight drawl, but almost as if everything is a little bit too sophisticated to go into something so down low as the South. And everything's a little bit more delicate. And a lot of women laughed. It was quite a wonderful time. You know, there was jazz. There were a lot of, you know, feathers in the hair for no apparent reason at all other than they were just beautiful. The men wore fantastic suits and everything was roaring and everything was dancing. It was such a lovely time and I wish I could go back to it in a heartbeat. But I can't because, you know, I live in New Jersey now and things are the way that they are. Maybe even a little bit of Boston. You got a little bit of Boston in there. You know, Boston cream pie, God, it's my favorite thing on earth. We're talking about New York, so let's talk about the Statue of Liberty. Let's talk about the Empire State Building. I have these two little babies, Johnny and Maria. Maria is, you know, she's 2, so she's crazy. And Johnny, he's 5, so he's a brat. But you know, I keep them at home most of the time. You know, I haven't decided, should they go to school or not? You know, maybe it's not my decision. Maybe when they're old enough, they can decide for themselves. Maybe one day I'll have more kids. You know, my mom, she had lots of kids. You know, she has as many kids as she does, you know, lima beans. And that's a lot because she likes to collect those things. I just want to talk about my car. My car is so beautiful. My husband bought it for me. But the thing is that it's blue. I like a green car. I told him I want a green car so it looks like I'm being economic, you know? That people think it's not running on gas, it's running on grass, you know? To make the greens happy, so. Say it again, Fred. Where's the fire, huh? Amos ain't home till midnight. Hey, I don't really want you to feel like I'm nagging at you, but don't you think it's time I met your friend down at the Onyx? It's been about a month since you told him about me, and I know that because that was the night Val McKelly plugged her husband and her sister.